Hello there, and welcome to the first episode of a new gameplay series for Heroes Hour. I'm Icon, and this is the first episode on hardcore difficulty. We're also playing on a huge map, not a large map, because I felt like, let's skip that right away. Let's go for the huge map, the one where we only got one enemy, and we're playing Order faction. So, I gotta admit, my experience with the Order faction is a little bit shallow. I've already won a game with them, but it's, for one, pretty long time ago, and the other side is I was very much a scrub when I was trying that out. But I was tired of those challenging difficulty games, and I'll rather die gloriously or die trying. So this time we're going to, or win hard. This time we get to play Marco, the filthy general with the engineering skill. So we already know that this pumps up the power of ballistas and first aid tents massively. What's rallying? All friendly units close to the hero increases health, damage, and speed temporarily. Okay. We get Mastery of Crusaders and free bodyguards. Royalty, resource cost of unit creation, that's a massive bonus. I guess I want to go down this way as quick as possible. Combat is beautiful too. Learning is really beautiful too. Blood warping, also very interesting. Okay, this guy has more talents than I can employ right away. Okay. So, our faction here, let's see. Counting House gives money per day. What do you want more? Conscription Center allows me to instantaneously enlist units at cost of daily gold income. Allows me to discharge owned creatures to increase daily gold income. Hell yeah, that sounds beautiful. Okay, but we're going to start out and get ourselves some marksmen. So militia are among the most horrible crappy units that you could imagine. They ain't got nothing going on for themselves. Literally nothing. Well, okay. But the marksman ain't that much of a difference there. His only uniqueness is that he's a ranged unit, and that's not really very unique. Okay. So we're here stuck in Vanilla Home, where everything tastes a little bit bland, but who cares? So my first goals here are the resource buildings, and this thing, of course, but the cultists are way more dangerous than they look, so we're going to wait this one out. I'm starting with the first 8 tint. Scary. Okay, let's attack at this point. Starting out with the first 8 tent is pretty strong. As you see here, we're regaining militia right away. Or militia is also dropping like flies. And that's just what militia does best, dropping like flies. But at least the tent is getting our losses back into the game. Partially. So I already see a high need of infirmary. But whatever, we took down our first enemies, and let's see how the next fight will go. This was pretty horrible though, gotta admit. So, let's see, infirmary, or what do we have here? Swordsman, strong arm, knockback and rage, versus sturdy and protected now. Give me those swordsmen. They are just the front line that my faction needs. Yes, they might be slow, but that doesn't really matter. Alright, my dudes, let's burst them down. Crusaders are slow as well, so, well, that's maybe one of my big weaknesses here, to face ranged squads myself, because we're slow. So we're going to engage in that very, very slowly. Well, we'll see about that. For now, I almost lost nothing. That's a good start. Okay. Let's keep picking up the free stuff for now. So we're playing against Pillar. Okay. So, no more troops available. I could go for the counting house, or I could upgrade some of the other units there. Very tempted as well, but I think I'm going to start with the infirmary. The hostler is also very appealing to me, but no. I want to make sure that my losses don't stay dead for a long time. That's extremely important for me. Silver band plus defense. Well, that's rather crappy. Okay, let's see. So far, so good. I mean, I started out with my resource buildings very early on. That's not the worst start to go for. So, well. Let's see. Long-ranged for these guys. Very appealing. So, the militia has 35 health. 6 damage. Well, it's a pretty big increase there. And there is a damage shield included. That's a difficult decision for me. But I'm going to go for this one here. So there we go. The permanent movement bonuses just sounds extremely massive. There we go. This makes me right now faster than pretty much all the other methods, because this just enables me to grab more resource stacks, and that's right now one of the best things to do. So let's go for the counting house. Commercial center, Grand Army, Mithril armor. Let's go for the Grand Army. I love the idea of getting in more troops than regular. Okay, so a little stroll down here was not really bountiful. Tragic, but what can I do? So week 1 is nearing its end slowly. So, ugh, that's beastie. But we're going to build ourselves the architect to unlock the chapel as quick as possible, because I want those monks in this turn. They're just too much of a beneficial thing to grab, to skip on that. As hard as I find it, but I mean, there's one advantage behind this strat, and that's the fact that I'll gain the architect very early on, and that means my income is stronger early on than usual. So let's go for mastery. I want them crusaders. Free troops. I always love free troops. There's no reason not to force free troops as quick as possible. Okay, well... Are you kidding me? There's nothing here in the vicinity? Sheesh. That's pretty unusual. Oh yeah, down there's some stuff to grab. Okay, I mean, end of week 1, and I've built 4 of 6 troop recruitment buildings, so I'm not unhappy here. Survivors with regeneration versus monks with range. No. We're going to go for a classy build here. Ranged attack backline. Hey, look at them. So fast. I didn't expect them to be that fast. So, more XP, please. So I'll need one more level up for that, sadly. So let's go for one more level up onto engineering right away, because I already know that I'll focus my dude hard on that stuff. It's just too good not to use it. So, well... Let's head back home for tomorrow. There's no good reason to overstay here right now. We won't gain anything particularly good out of that. And let's see, is there anything I want to build here? Well, very, very tempted to pick up the Halberdiers at least. Yeah, let's do this. The base model of this unit sucks so hard. I can barely stomach bringing them. This way, at least they don't die that super quickly anymore. So that's a start. So, let's see. There's lots of hard difficulty stuff, but that's flagged as easy. Ring of Balance, attack and defense, a wish, some resource. Well, okay. Let's save the game beforehand, though. Don't want to go into one of those famous easy TM fights. So there's Watchers and Naga. Oh, Gorgon, I'm sorry. Let's hold ourselves back for a sec. Okay, well, let's see how well that'll go. Very well, actually. Good lord, we're busting them. Okay. This was, as a matter of fact, easy, but you only won't know that afterwards. Oh, +1 moral, hell yeah. Moral is a big stat. Consider it as one of the biggest stats on a hero, together with luck. Because it makes your heroes go super, not your heroes, your troops go Super Saiyan, attack super fast, and it's pretty cool. Alright, let's pump up that income. I'm not able to hire any troops here whatsoever anyway, so let's hunt those easy fights, I'd say. It's one of the best things to do. Hungara, swallow and slow. Oh, the game's broke again. I'll be right back. Well then, let's just hope it doesn't happen again. That beta version is pretty bug-ridden, gotta say, but, well, that's fine. Yeah, so those halberdiers still die like flies even after upgrading them, but that's okay. I mean, the losses would be even more severe if I didn't go for that. Ooh, 2 levels at once. So, well, Bloodlust would be so good too, but first off, let's max out that learning stuff. I really feel like that's worth it, especially since this hero is so nudged towards it. I want to try it. So, let's save this and go for that. So these guys are no ranged units themselves, so we can't just let them come. There we go. Have them a bit separated. No, not my monks! What the hell? Why are these beasties so tough? So there's a slaughter between my troops. Well, that's mostly because of the fear skill on my dudes. Well, what did we lose? So, well, lots of dudes did we lose. That's what we lost. Damn. Archery champion. More engineering versus blood warping. I want that blood warping first. So, let's see. We got a portion of these dudes back. I mean, if I remember correctly, I was around 11 monks or so. Could that be? Weekly growth is 5, yeah. So, it's okay. It's okay. Considering the massive gains we got out of this fight, I'd say it's okay. Although I'm really always struggling with losses in these numbers. But, well. Let's see to the other buildings. The cathedral is super hard to build. The Griffin Tower, not so much. The cathedral will require us to build other stuff which is almost impossible to reach right now. So let's not take that too seriously. Lots of hard difficulty fights. Let's back out of that for the moment. So, well, I can't do much to afford any of these buildings right away. It'll be fun to have the griffins before I got the other building, but the good side about all that, it doesn't matter for me too much, because my dude is recruiting those crusaders on his own, so it's not really much of a difference there. So, let's go for, well, let's go for what next? I don't really want to build the fort. Let's build the marketplace so I can invest my resources into money, or transform my resources into money, so we can absolutely surely afford these griffins here. Oh, look here. Now that's what we're looking for. Get better ratios here. So let's just do this right away. There's a portal down there. A more difficult roaming here, neutral hero than usual. I mean, we're playing on a huge map after all. Yay, even more moral. And there's the easy hero fight. Let's take the easy hero fight for today. I mean, these guys don't even have ranged attacks, so you can't just tank it out, I hope. Okay, let's go. These guys come back as animas, I'm well aware of that, but, well, let's just hope it doesn't make that much of a difference there. So far, my swordsmen die like flies, but, well, I gotta admit, that's also their job. You know, they are frontline after all, for a reason. We're losing a lot of troops here, though. One of my crusaders, too, that's bothering me the most. But, well, considering the amount of XP I gained out of that, I'd say it's okay. So let's learn blood warping. Hey, I got a trinket with valor. That's really big. Okay, Griffin Tower. So we got the griffins before we got the other stuff, but such is life sometimes. Let's not be too concerned about that, rather be happy. So one thing I do notice about my faction is I bleed troops early game like crazy. Like, enemies are allowed to shredder down my troops like, I don't know. So we could go for a hospital here real quickly, but I think it's better if we go for upgrades there. So paragons will be the much more resilient version of the swordsman, or I'll go for a fort. Yes, let's go for the fort. It's almost before the change of the week, so we'll gain a lot out of that. Let's go for a mithril armor upgrade. I like that. And let's upgrade the swordsman's growth, because I feel like these guys will be the backbone of my army after all. So I'll rather give them a nice backup in my ranks. Okay, so far so bad. I'm not that fond of my start so far, I gotta admit. But on the other hand, well, let's check out this direction here. On the other hand, I mean, I'm measuring myself quite hard these days. So I don't think it is as bad as I think it is, but I see all those losses I got, and I'm quite nervous because of that, you know. All right, well, let's go. Stronghold, yeah, let's go for increased Griffin growth. If you get double the amount of your strongest units, by all means, take double the amount of your strongest creatures. Everything else feels like a wasted opportunity to me. So, here we go. There's some resource lying around there. Not too much, though. Let's go for the Empire of Order. Those small resource stacks count so much. Tower of Idolatry allows creation of a special one-of-a-kind unit, the Idol. 2 artifacts, one of which is a weapon, must be sacrificed to create this unit. Oh, I see. Yeah, I remember this now. It's been a quite wacky idea. So, Cathedral. We got ourselves our Crusaders, aka Paladins, later down the road. So we got all the troops for the faction at the beginning of week 3, and I'm feeling like I'm performing badly. I must be insane. Well, but on the other hand, I just know how stupidly overpowered the AI is, and that's just what's making me kind of nervous. So I'd rather take the Childs of Midas before I... Oh, wait a sec. I should have taken the other reward for the Idol. Yeah. Now I know better. So we're going to go to excavate that quite soonish. So it was a Dolmen of Learning here, somewhere here. Yay, treasure! Early treasure, even. So let's go. Well, Engineer's Workshop sounds really, really tempting to me as well. Let's start out with a hospital too. With a hospital though, because I really want to cut my losses even further. And we've had way too many losses in the past there. Okay. So far, so good. Let's start upgrading these dudes. So, I like the idea of upgrading those swordsmen because, like I said, they are practically the backbone of my military. So... I want to see my town, though, before I go down there. Simple reason, I want to take that camp that's standing back there as well, because then I don't need to return to that spot anymore. So let's upgrade that too, because upgraded troops are just such a massive change in power. I don't have the necessary gold for many of these guys. That's a tragedy. Well, and that's even after rolling the upgrade that gives me cheaper unit recruitment, or... Yeah, I did that. That's quite brutal, isn't it? So we got to go all the way back there. I hope this is now... Oh, well, it's a moderate fight. I don't have much trust for moderate fights. Ooh, the Tusk set. Nice. The Tusk set is awesome. Many, many regards. So, let's upgrade our dudes. And... let's make sure we got both of these items equipped. So, definitely gonna take that one with a moral bonus. That's a lot of XP. That's when learning kicks in, you know. So let's go for extra royalty. I'm very, very interested in most of these other things as well, but... you know... Oh, I don't dare to go there. No. Let's just pick up new troops. I don't want to take unnecessary losses here. And picking up this stack here now just delay me only one more turn, but it'll make my losses so much lower. Oh, it's the beginning of a new week. There's even more refreshments now. Okay. So yeah, I really realized that this map is larger. Okay, so let's save the game here and let's start whacking these. Let's hope that'll go well. Dreamer, ranged units, Secret Keeper, Hand Servant, Fanatics. So that's delirium troops, I see. Okay, well, be right back. Now, let's hope I'll get to fight this one this time. It's strangely enough happening more often with the delirium troops compared to other troops. Those breakdowns. Who knows, maybe there's a connection there. So those guys got really, really nasty spells. That whale is really, 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 really brutally nasty. And Jesus, I'm losing troops left and right. So, well, I'm most sad about losing the griffins. 2 of those in one fight. So yeah, this faction bleeds troops quite massively. Not sure if I really like that. I must definitely head towards healing in the course of this matchup. So let's see. Well, I regained a portion of these, but I'm very unhappy. No. No. I don't want to take this fight as of yet. Only because it's flagged as easy doesn't mean that it's actually easy. Let's pick up more reinforces first, you know. There's no such thing as too many troops. Well, actually there is, but that point comes way later. So there we go. Let's see. I'm more like interested in picking up the easier fights now. Stuff like that. Stuff where I'm pretty sure that we're going to get out pretty loss-free. There's no good reason for me to rack up unnecessary losses. And I guess that's one thing that I got to learn about this faction, that you're really better off with going in carefully and not too rash. So this time I'll keep my griffins out of this, so they don't get to die that quickly. So what do we have here? First strike. Bless. Second life. Well, a move speed skill would have been totally awesome, but you can't have everything, I guess. So let's boost up the ranged dudes. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. And losing a couple of Crusaders and the like, that's okay. I mean, that's what we got them for. So let's nevertheless skill towards the upgrade for more resurrected troops, because I really dig that. So there's Mercurials in that squad, so I don't believe that easy tack a moment. Seriously, once there are Mercurials in the enemy troops, the difficulty rating is not to be trusted anymore. It does do really wrong things to you. Don't get wronged by that. Take Mercurials seriously. Okay, well then, let's bust down these guys, and then we're getting closer to the end of this first episode. I'm really not sure how stuff's actually evolving. Chapel. Prepare to gain a permanent moral bonus. Now that sounds beautiful. I'm really not sure how we're doing here. For some part of my for my impression, we're doing extremely good, and the other part of my impression is like, man, I don't know if we're getting through this. We're losing so much troop. But well, we'll see about that in the long run. That first strike spell does seem to kick ass quite hard. 9k XP, damn. So blood warping is so freaking good. I love that. So here we go. Healing. Heals dead units after winning a battle. So we focus harder and harder now into... Ooh, I don't do that. Into recruiting back or fallen. This is one of the most powerful strategies that I've seen so far. Because it's just very, very oppressing if the enemy doesn't really lose any troops for real. Top it off with pretty powerful, resilient skills. It's getting better and better. I mean, sure, we lose a sword fighter or two. Or, sorry, they're paladins now. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter too much. Demonic killed. Well, we're definitely not going to dabble into demonology here. Although it is, in one regard, quite appealing, simply because it would allow me to go and recruit troops that are foreign to my faction. And troops that are foreign to my faction have one big appeal. We can turn them into permanent income at the conscription center. So that's certainly something to keep in mind. By the way, I'm swapping out the griffins here quite often. It's a little bit depressing to swap out your most powerful troops that much, but I don't want to lose them for some relatively unimportant fight, you know? When they die against another hero or something like that, fine. But letting them die against some low-quality elemental rabble, I don't know. So let's do this. Let's try recruiting these fire stingers and see how that'll play out for me. I mean, I gotta give it a fair and square chance, I think. Now, let's go for archery as well, because I do rely a lot on ranged units. So, let's see. Oh, I can recruit Ginny now here. That's also pretty decent. And yeah, we're going to transform these guys at the conscription center now into income. And let's see how that'll play out, you know. So here we go. These guys can go directly back home. And let's see how that... Okay. Let's see what that'll do, and then I'd say it's a good spot to end today's episode. So, I don't know, I feel like I'm making such slow and sluggish progress, but at the same time I feel like, well, it's not as it looks like. I'm actually pretty quick here on my feet. Realistically said, everything's going down swimmingly. It's just me being faster in the past, and that gives me the impression as if I could and should do better. Royal Institution, Urbanization, Commercial Center. Well, if I get asked like that, I'll just take the Royal Institution. 3 levels are just super powerful. So, what to take here? Explosion? No. I'm gonna roll with extra engineering. I want to pump up his knowledge skill even more, especially since I feel like that's a nifty and cool way to increase his capability to use demonology. You know, offering some of my XP sounds really bad until you got extreme modifiers on your gained XP. Then all of a sudden, it is only a minor sacrifice, and at the end of the day, there's good chance that this guy will get extra troops and more XP, you know? So therefore, we'll just try this strat this time. Mostly because I have a method of turning this stuff into income, otherwise I would be shying away myself too. But this sounds pretty appealing to me, so we'll see about that. Let's hire those djinns as well. And see how much money they'll yield at the end of the day. Whoopsie. Oh no, I've ended my turn with leftover movement points. That's a bad thing to do. So here we go. Instantly recruit 1,250. So, wow, okay, I gained 1,000 gold more per turn out of that. Okay. I see. So the djinns were especially powerful. Yeah, this is a pretty massive way of increasing your income. Alrighty, friends, so let's go into that next episode deeper. Drop me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. There's daily content coming up from my side, and this is only the beginning of a new playlist of hardcore difficulty, huge gameplay, huge map gameplays. So, catch you guys next time, and have a good one. Bye-bye.